Well, that's a little bit of a problem. Are you helping? Are you helping? Excuse me, are you helping? If you're thinking about taking on this repair at home, there's just a few notes that I want to make. First one is this connection right here. You can see that the hose actually runs up and over the frame. So you want to make sure that you lower the tank just enough to get that line disconnected. You want to make sure that you get all of your evap canister lines disconnected, this vent line, as well as your primary fuel filler neck line that goes right there. You'll also have two more connections up front, one of them being this flex line right here, and you'll also have to disconnect this low pressure line right here. So this is the fuel line that runs across the top of the tank, and you can see that there's a few spots where it has actually rubbed through the plastic. There's one there, there's one there, there's some more areas here. But that's what was causing the leak, is as soon as any pressure went through this line, it had rubbed through enough that it was able to leak through. So I've got a new line ordered. So I've got my new line right here. Has this updated sheathing on it to help prevent it from rubbing through the line, hopefully. And I've got my connector on there to get it reinstalled. I've got the old pressure sensor removed from the old fuel pump, but luckily the new fuel pump comes with a new pressure sensor, making sure that my connectors are the same. Everything should line back up. All right, so we've got everything back together. We've got our fuel system primed. Look at that, quick and easy. No extended cranking. And no more fuel leak. Today we are taking a look at this 2014 Buick Enclave. They're having some issues where when they go to fill up the tank, the vehicle has a hard time starting after they get done filling up. We've got system tooling, bank 1, bank 2, evap emission system leak detected small leak, and evap emission system high purge flow. So I'm looking at this P0496 first. P0442, they may be related. We'll need to smoke test the system to figure out what's going on. But first, let's take a look at this P0496 fault code. All right, so the first thing that I want to check in regards to this P0496 fault code is this purge solenoid right here. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to disconnect the vacuum line and plug in my vacuum gauge. Now, next thing that I'll do is I'm going to start the vehicle and monitor the vacuum that's being applied to the solenoid. So you can see on my gauge that we've got full engine vacuum being applied to the solenoid right now. Next thing that I want to do is I want to disconnect the electrical connector on the solenoid. So you can see even with that electrical connector disconnected, we've still got full vacuum through that solenoid. So we know that we've got a bad solenoid here. So the other thing that I want to verify is that I am getting 12 volts to that connector, which should be giving the command to close the purge valve. And you can see there I've got 12 volts being applied to the connector, but even with the connector plugged in, vacuum does not change. So we know we've got a bad purge solenoid. Now, one of the other problems that they're having on this vehicle is that the interior door handle on this driver's door has just stopped working. So we're going to trip the latch. Pulling on that handle does nothing. So we'll need to remove this door panel to take a look behind. Let's check and make sure the exterior handle works. Exterior handle works, it releases the latch. So we'll get this door panel off and we'll see what's going on with this door handle. Now all I've done here is use some plastic tools to get the covers removed that allow me to get access to the 3 T30 Torx that sit behind those covers. This door panel off was I had to release this trim out of this clip right here, and that will give me enough room to lift the door panel up and out. Alright, so we can see here pretty clearly what's happened. In the past, somebody has taken apart this door panel, either forgot to disconnect this clip, or in the past it had just broken, but they had attempted to JB weld it to hold it in place, and it doesn't look like it held for very long. So the ball has just slipped out of this handle where it's supposed to sit. So we'll talk to the owner. We'll see if we can get a rebuild kit for this door handle. Depending on how quickly the customer wants it back, we'll take a look at a few different options for them. But that's all that's going on here, is that this handle has just broken. So we'll see what they want to do. All right, so we just got back from our road test after replacing this purge solenoid. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to check it for fault codes, and we'll see if anything's come back. All right, no fault codes in the engine control module after doing our repair, so that's a good sign. All right, so a shorter video this week, but you can see here in the background a preview of what we've got next to do on the DeLorean. We'll be doing some fuel injector testing and cleaning procedures. We're also going to take a look at some carburetors. So we've got 3 carburetors right here. These are actually off of a Honda ATV. So we will also be taking a look at those. I've got 7 carburetors that need to be cleaned and gone through. So we'll go through, we'll do that, see how many of them we can revive and rebuild, and we'll go from there. But I want to say thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and there's plenty more to come on this channel.